Hello everyone, welcome to my photography channel sbfoto. My name is Sławomir Bączek and today I will show you two best lenses ever made by Nikon for wildlife photography. If you want to see a comparison between these two lenses, stay on my channel, make a subscription for next tests, and let's start! So, today we have two beasts. 600mm lens made by Nikon and 400mm lens made by Nikon. If you see, both lenses are very similar in the build quality because both has covers. Okay, I'm joking, but they are almost the same. Both has TC built in and the same buttons, totally the same buttons. Auto, manual and limiter in 400 is for 6 meters and for 600 is limited to 10 meters. So that's the first difference between these two lenses. These two monsters are the best for wildlife photography, and I want to show you how is it built. The first thing, if you see, 600 is bigger, about 4-5 centimeters maybe. If you look to the hood is almost the same, a little smaller in 400, but I think it's almost the same size. 600 is a little bigger, but you see, there's also no difference. Both have the same rubber ending and both have this stupid screw. I hate it. The better system is in 800 pf. It's normal click. Maybe it's easier to take it off, but it's possible to lose it in the forest. Without the hood, the lenses are also different. 600 is little longer lens, but if you see, both has the same type of teleconverter. It's exactly the same teleconverter in both lenses. Buttons which can be programmed are also the same. Buttons for auto, manual, full or limit, and function buttons, recall, exactly same lenses. The only difference is in the limit. You can limit the 600 with this button to 10 meters and 400 you can limit to 6 meters. So that's the main difference. 600 is preferred for people who want to go to the forest, they want to go to the river or a lake or take a boat and they want to shoot without a hide. 400 is, I think, for people who can hide or come closer or take pictures of birds or animals which are not running from you, because it's shorter lens, so it's harder to come to the subject because it's a wildlife. I want to show you how you can mount it to your camera, the Z8 camera. You just take this off and you can put your 400mm lens to this beast and it looks like this. So this is the old setup without a hood. This is a backpack you will get with this lens by Nikon. It's for free, and it's possible to put this lens to the backpack. You see? But you need to remember, but only possible in 400. Because if you would like to put the 600 into it, you see the difference? 600 without a camera is the same size like the 400 with camera. So, the first time you will try to put it to the backpack, for example, when it's raining, you need to be lucky, because in 600, if you would like to put it to the backpack even without a lens hood, you will see something like this. Oh my god. Uh-oh. You see? It's not possible to put this camera with the lens. So, I've got a question to the Nikon. How could you give for clients the same backpack for these two cameras? Nikon, did you notice that the 600 is a little longer lens? Both lenses are coated with Arneo coating, so both lenses performs very well in harsh light or difficult light. I have no problems with both lenses in the field, over the water. Everything works fine. Alright, that's the first differences you will see when you are using these lenses. 600 with camera is not possible to carry or hide when it's raining to the backpack because it's too small, so you need to buy another backpack, or maybe it's enough water resistant, you can use it in the rain. And seriously, you can use these lenses in every rain because it's very, very nice field. Both lenses have same coating, so both lenses are good in different and strange light. Sometimes 400 is better when it's a heat wave, because you know, when it's getting hot, a heat wave can destroy every autofocus in every camera. So I switched 600 to 400, maybe it's a shorter range, but the heat wave was much lower, so it was possible to make a photos, for example, of musk oaks, because it wasn't possible with 600, it was too hot. Another difference in this camera is the weight, because 400 is a little less than 3 kilos and 600 is over 3 kilos. 300 grams of difference between these two lenses, so it's not so much. If you use it for a longer time, 400 is lighter and you feel it. But if you take photos for 5-6 minutes and then you rest for a second, 600 is also enough light to carry. So, what can you do? You can use both lenses and take photos handheld. It's enough light to take both lenses also. It's a little harder, but I take both to the forest, and early morning I use this lens because it's brighter. It's 2.8, so ISO is twice less. In this lens it's f4 and it's not so sharp as 400 will be at f4. Normally It's normal situation every lens. You need to close aperture a little to have a sharper image. If you want to have enough sharp image like 400 set to f4, you need to set the 600 to 5. You need to set 600 to 5.6. So it's difference. Early morning or evening, it will be a darker lens. When the light is good, 600 for me is better lens because it's possible to use it as 600 and 800, and normally for wildlife, if you are not using a hide, it's more versatile. It's better possibility, I think, more possible you will find an animal and you will have a photo and it will start. Usually 600 is better because animals are small or they are hiding or running from the photographer, so 600 and 800 will be better solution. 400, you can use it for big animals, maybe for musk ox or bisons, because they are big and it's possible to get closer. But if you can't get closer, if you can't get closer to the animal, 600 is better. Remember, you still have TC. So you can get 840 millimeters. With 400 you have 560 millimeters. In both lenses, if you turn the teleconverter on, you will get different aperture. The minimum aperture will be 5.6 in 600 millimeter lens and f4 in 400 millimeter lens. But still, there's a little difference. In this smaller guy, it's the monster. It's f2.8. So the teleconverter works a little better. You don't lose so much contrast like in 600. Don't think it's a bad teleconverter. In 600 the contrast is very, very nice. But if you compare it to 400, there's a little better image quality with teleconverter on. It's normal situation, it's 2.8. It's better to put teleconverter to brighter lens, so it's normal. But both has very nice and very good sharpness and quality with teleconverter on. I made a lot of pictures with both lenses with teleconverter on early morning and I had no problem with this. But sometimes when it's a little darker, 600 with teleconverter on has more problems to stay focused with small birds when they are flying very fast. 400 is a little faster with teleconverter on because brighter lens. But if you shoot small birds or small animals from the distance, 600 is better. Maybe not exactly the lens, but it's longer lens, longer focal length. So it's easier for a camera is to find an eye if you have the subject detection on. That's the difference, because in 600 it's easier. Sometimes in 400 I can see this. In 400 sometimes camera cannot see an eye, so it doesn't use subject detection. I need to focus manually. Manually, not in manual mode, but I need to turn off subject detection. Quick sharpness comparison of 400 TC f4, f.6 and 6.3 aperture compared to 600 TC f40, 5.6 and also 6.3 aperture to have a full comparison of two lenses. Sometimes I need to use focus on one point area, not subject detection. In 600 it's easier to do it. Both lenses also have stupid foot, so I changed it to Leo Photo. Both lenses have the same Leo Photo foot because now I can use Arca-Swiss. In original foot, in both lenses, you can't use Arca-Swiss. So, goodbye gimbals. I don't want to have another plate on it because not enough stable, and sometimes it takes it off, and also it's more heavy, so it's stupid. So in both lenses you change screws and you buy a new foot. Okay, next you will see the differences in the photos, because in the end of the test you will see a gallery made with both lenses. First will be 600 and the second will be 400. I will also tell you everything about 600 and then about 400 in the studio, in the field, and I will show you how does it perform in the field, because if you see the details in a shop, everything is good, but it's a difference. If you use it for a long time, you see the differences between these two lenses. I see it and I know when I want to use 400 or 600. For example, I had a situation when I had 600 and I was very happy, but I didn't take my 400 and I saw a snake eating a frog. I did very good photos, but it could be better from a shorter distance because it was possible to reach from 3 meters. I couldn't because this lens has limitation from 10 meters. Even on a full focus, it was too far from the subject. It was about 5 meters. In this lens, on the full, I could be twice closer and photos could be more sharp, better, without heat wave, etc. So sometimes when it's a heat wave or you can come closer, this guy is much better. But if you want to take a picture of gray heron, you will be lucky if you do it with 400. It's much easier to use 600. Sometimes I need to put my teleconverter on or use the internal one. About the teleconverters, it's wonderful, you can use it with one click. I don't know if the external one is better because everybody say it's more sharp. For me, internal is enough sharp in both lenses. Okay, see the test of the 600, then 400, and write in the comments what type of photography you prefer, which lens would you choose. Also, the price is similar now, so it's hard to choose if you need to buy one lens. Yeah, so it's also good. Yeah, I know, if it's possible and come closer, this is a better guy. But remember, it's a wildlife. Do you think you can come to the heron for example, 8 meters normally with our height? Really? My recommendation is 600 and then buy 400 if you can afford it. But if I had to choose only one guy, I choose 600. I gave this lens 10 points and to 400 I gave 9 points. It's a better lens. It's better quality lens. It's sharper lens. But the focal length in this guy is more flexible and you have more possibilities to shoot with this lens. Of course, if you go to the zoo, this is a better guy. In the zoo you can do everything. Have you ever seen the animals in the zoo? I took some pictures in zoo and I never came back. You know why? Because these animals are sad. You see in their eyes they are not free. So I never came back to the zoo. So I choose 600 and I go to the forest, or I take it to the boat and take great pictures. One more thing. When you go, for example, with a guide for photography camps or something, they always say, oh, take 400, it's enough, it's a height or a boat, no, animals will be very close, you will use 400. Only once in my life I was happy on a boat when I took 400. I took the great pictures of eagles with this lens. But every other time I was taking both cameras, this guy was much better and I took more good pictures from 600, even in the height. If you see my gallery, you will see a wolf. It was made in the height, early morning. It was very dark. ISO was about 6400. ISO was about 6400. And it was a good picture because I took 600 and I put teleconverter on. Did you notice anything bad in this picture? No, the contrast is good, everything is good, it's sharp lens. It's sharp image. You don't need 400 for it. But, of course, I took a lot of good pictures with this lens, and sometimes when it's a heat wave and you can come closer, it's better lens for the work. So, the best is to have these two lenses and choose and make the right choice exactly in the field, in the action. But it's also hard to carry for a long time these two lenses. I do it, but sometimes it hurts. So, usually I take both lenses. When I have a car, I choose 400 early mornings. Then I take the 400 to the car and I take off 600, or I carry both. Do you need a tripod? No. Both lenses have very good stabilization, and both lenses I use handheld. I don't use a tripod usually, sometimes, but very, very rare situation I use a tripod. Sometimes monopod. Yes, I sometimes use the monopod, but from last year I don't use even a monopod. I use it handheld. And you know, it's possible to make sharp images from both lenses in 1/60 of a second handheld, and it's stable, really. I know in 400 it's a little easier because it's not so heavy lens and you can grab it in your hands more stable, and also the focal length is shorter, so the vibration are little less visible, but both lenses can be used also with teleconverter handheld. I use it every day. So if somebody will tell you, no, don't use it because you need a tripod, it's very heavy, it's not true. Why I use covers for these lenses? It's simple. First, it's more resistant to water. Second, more resistant if you hit the lens. And maybe the most important thing, you can hide better. So, what do you think about these two lenses? If you have Any comments? Leave it below. Okay, remember to subscribe this channel because it gives me a possibility to make more tests. Now, see my tests of both lenses one by one, and I recommend to see the gallery in the end made with 600 and then with 400. Bye guys! If you see the gallery of both lenses, I recommend also to see a test of 180 to 600 PF zoom lens made by Nikon. You will see the test in 2 weeks. Bye guys, welcome to the test. 600 millimeters with built TC. If you see, this lens is attached to Nikon Z8. For me, very good wildlife camera. Maybe the focus is not the best, but it's very light. It's newer than Z9 and it's smaller. If you want to grab two cameras, for example 600 and 400, and you want to take these two cameras there, you won't take Z9. It's too heavy, too big. No two of them. This is the best wildlife lens ever built by Nikon. It's 600 millimeters with built TC. What does it mean? That you can take your lens, use it with the best contrast and focus with 600 millimeters, but if it's not enough or the bird is smaller, you can just press this button. In 1 second you have 840 millimeters. It gives you teleconverter 1.4 and you may use it. If you remember, if you had the old 600, you had to take the lens off, search and find your teleconverter. If you took it with you, take caps, put it to the lens, put it again to the camera. How long it takes? About 1 minute. You see how long it takes? 1 second. Sometimes you can use it, for example, if you want to set a good composition. You can use it without TC, and then if you will find a bird, you can put it on. It's 840. Incredible. It's great job. I use this lens almost 2 years. No problem with this lens. Only one thing concerns me, but I will tell you later about it. The quality and how it's built. You have a lens hood with a screw. I think it's the worst thing in this lens because sometimes it gets off. Normally, when you hit something, it may fall. You always have to screw it more and more. Sorry, that's the problem of this lens. You have also manual focus, but I don't think I will ever use it. You have also a possibility to use special buttons. You have here, there are 4 of them. You can program it, sets a function for these buttons. And what else? You have a buttons for auto manual. As I told you, I always use auto. And full and a limiter to 10 meters. It's sad it's 10 meters. If this lens could be 5, the best lens ever made. It's too much for me sometimes. I have to switch it to full In full, focus is very, very fast, but not as fast as with limitation. That's normal situation in every lens I ever used. So that's normal. You have also a function button here. Some people use it for focus limiter because Z8 and I think Z9 also has now the software update gave him focus limiter. A special ability to set the focus between 2 points. In the new software update of Nikon Z8, you can see in the version 3.0 you have the focus limiter setting. They added the new settings to the custom setting menu. And now you can use the focus limiter, the software version. You can set the minimum and maximum distance for the focus of your lens, and it will be focusing much faster between these two distances, the minimum and maximum. You have a full instruction how to use it, and focus limiter works only if the button of limiter in your lens is set to full. You can enable it in a menu. It's in the Z8 menu focus limiter A16. If you turn it on, you can limit the range, the farthest and the nearest point. You can do it with the shutter and FA on, and then you have to press OK to set focus limiter on. That's all story. You can use now the focus limiter. Now it's searching without no problems. He starts picking focus from the nearest and the farthest point. So if you have, for example, bird in the nest, you can set limiting the focus only to the distance from the beginning to the end of the nest, and you will always have faster focusing of your bird. But sometimes you want to disable it very quickly because sometimes an animal will go out from the range of the focus limiter. So you can disable it using the menu, or my tip, if you need to do it fast, just turn on focus limiter with your button on the left side of your lens, and then the focus limiter will turn off completely. One more thing, if you will change your lens to another one and you will remove and again you put the lens you used before, the camera will remember the focus limiter. So camera remember the focus limiter to the lens you used before. But sometimes it's not so good to have a focus limiter because, for example, an animal is in one place and then in 1 second it runs out. If you have focus limiter and the animal will go farther when you set the farthest point of focus limiter, sorry, it's your problem. You will have no sharp pictures. It doesn't work like this. So remember, if you have a focus limiter, be sure that your subject will be in the distance you have set. If you need to unlock it, just remember, turn the focus limiter on in your lens. That's the best way to turn it off fast, or take this to your personal menu the focus limiter turn on, turn off.
Sometimes when I had set very narrow and minimal and maximum limit and the bird will go out outside focus limit just a bit, you will lose a chance to have the best photo. That's the problem.
The foot of this lens is not original. First thing I had to do was to buy a Leophoto foot because it also has a little protection when you use it below 0 degrees, and it's nice to hold. But there's Arca-Swiss. In original one, you don't have it. Nikon still makes foot without Arca-Swiss system. I don't know why. It's stupid. Okay, you pay 100 euros and you have to take off these 4 screws and replace it. It's the only possibility to use it.
Okay, as you see, in original foot for this lens you have 4 screws as the Leophoto has. You have also freezing protection, but in original one you have no Arca-Swiss. To show it to you how Arca-Swiss looks, look at this, for example, this plate. And this plate also has Arca-Swiss exactly here. You see the difference between the first and the second one?
In this lens, you have Kensington lock. I never use it. On both sides, you have a possibility to put a belt or anything to it. I use that kind of belt. It's Peak Design because I can remove it very fast, come close to the bird, shoot, and that's all. Sometimes animals see belts when we're waving in the air, or like today, it's very windy, so they may see something. So it's better to take it off. The build quality, it's superb. This lens looks like this.
Ergonomic features such as customizable function buttons and control rings, smooth focus and zoom rings, and an elegant tripod foot further enhance the overall user experience, providing quick and precise control.
Usually people use special covers, like me, for example. It's better protected. Birds don't see the gold color here, and it's a kind of camouflage. But usually I use it when you hit your lens, you will not destroy it. That's why I use it. What can I say about the quality of this lens? As you see, it's the best line S series of Nikon lens. And believe me, if you don't take pictures only in heights, this is the best lens you can buy. Really. If you can afford it, I don't know. It's very expensive lens. But when I bought it after 1 year of using this lens, I thought, did I spend my money well? Yes. I'm not sure if I would buy 400 with build TC. I own it. But really, I use this lens. I think this lens is as sharp as 400, maybe a little less, but you will not see it. Maybe if you have an object 6-7 meters from you, yes. But when it's 10-15 meters, this lens is better. Why? 600 millimeters gives you a better isolation. What isolation means? If you want to have a subject isolation from the background, if you have longer lenses, bigger focal length, you see that the subject is isolated in a better way. In 400, not. It's normal. In every lens, it works like this. So if you have 600, it's enough. If you need more, just turn off TC and you have 840. You can get more. But it's not true. You can put external teleconverter and it's better quality than the built one. So you can use external, and if you need over 1000 millimeters, I think it's 1160 if I remember, you have it in 1 second. So this lens is best when you go for a walk like today. You don't have a hide. You see a bird, you see a bird. It's normal. You don't have to scare them. You don't need to come very close. If you see, there is 40 meters to the stone. I used today to make great pictures of cormorant, black cormorant. I did the photo here. I was sitting like this and I did these photos. No problem. With 400, I had to put my converter on. It was not enough. For video, yes. For photo, no. It was better to use 600 without teleconverter or use teleconverter if I need it.
What can I say about this lens? Probably 600 millimeters TC4S made by Nikon for me is the best lens for wildlife. Best because I can reach more compared to 400 and it's more sharp and magnification is better over 7 meters. And usually you do photos from the long distance. That's why for a walk to the park or a walk through the river, I would take only this lens. With 400, it will be not so good. 400 will be not enough reach for it. 600 is much better. What could I change in this lens? Maybe in the build quality. If I take off the camera, you will see strange parts in it. It's very gentle thing. I worried about it. I don't know what is it. One time I have to clean it. It's like a kind of small plastic between camera and lens. I don't know what is it. But for me, it wears almost 2 years and I'm very happy with this lens. Can I recommend it? Yes. Of this lens, I think 9 points. Why 9? Because sometimes I think it should be better in autofocus. But truly, I don't think it's a problem of the lens. It's a problem of Nikon recognition, maybe. Maybe it's a problem with the autofocus software. I don't know. For me, this lens is 10 points. It's a game changer, a winner. If you can afford it, just buy it. It has built-in teleconverter. It changes everything. I will never use normal external device like this again. It's a huge difference. You can just switch it. Is it sharp? Yes, of course, somebody can say, wow, 800 PF, it's sharper when you will put the TC on. Yes, of course. Every time you will put the converter on, you have problem with contrast, with little lack of sharpness. That's normal. But just think about it. You have 800 pf, and now you have the best photo you could do, but it's so close, and you have only one lens. What you can do with 800? Nothing. Here, you turn off the converter, and voila. That's why I want to use this lens. The second reason I would like to have this over 800 millimeters is that when you go for wildlife, you usually want to have photos at morning and evening, and when it's got not enough bright for this, it's better to use a brighter lens. You can manage to live without TC. Without it, you have F4, so it's much brighter than 800 pf. When the light is in this lens 6.3, when I got remember. So this is much lighter lens, and it's better to use this one at mornings and evenings. At midday, I don't know, maybe I would take also 800 because it's lighter. It's better to hold than this one. It's very heavy lens. But in every other situations, and also if you go to the height, this is the best lens I could buy. I want to show you another lens for wildlife photography. It's 400 millimeter lens with built-in teleconverter, and the code name is Nikkor 400 2.8 TC VRS. So this lens has vibration reduction, built-in TC 1.4, and 400 millimeter lens F2.8. What you should know about this lens? It's preferred lens for heights, for photography heights, because usually photography heights has a distance made for 400. As you see, there is a hook, and now I'll try to make some photos of this creature. This lens is very good for heights. You can shoot the whole day from early morning till dawn, I think, because very bright. It's 2.8, so this lens is very bright, but it's better to switch to 4 because the image is much sharper. But if you need very good backgrounds, you can, for example, do it with 2.8. It's also sharp, but I think it's sharper when you switch it to 4. It's normal situation like every lens, or 5.6, and then you have very sharp lens, very fast lens. Autofocus is perfect. Everything works fine. Because I have a bird, you see how long it takes to find a bird at first time. Then, when it finds, it's okay, and it is a sharp. It's sharp image, but sometimes it needs more time to find a bird. You can switch teleconverter on in 1 second. Do you remember how it was before it? You had to take the lens off, put on teleconverter like this one. I got it also. And then, after 1 minute, you could shoot. Now I can just do like this, and I have it 1 second. and I have 560 millimeters, and it works. Maybe the contrast is not the best, but it works very well. And funny situation, I can put both of them, 1.4 external and internal one, and then you have almost 1000 millimeters. So it's a great lens. About the quality of the teleconverter, some people say that the external one is a little better than internal, but I don't see the difference at all. Normally, when you go to the wood and you want to take pictures of wild animals, they won't let you come so close with this lens. It's better to take 600. But if you are lucky, this lens gives better performance than 600. But remember, only to 7 meters. Over 7 meters, I think 600 is better. If you want more details, I will show you in my room and we will speak about this lens. I will show you some pictures. This lens is built very nice. It's light, it's well balanced, it's not so big, it's possible to carry. Okay, this lens is not so big, it weighs less than 3 kilos. It's short if you don't put in the lens hood. It's very good balanced. It has a ring for focus. As you see, there are 2 points to connect it to the belt. I have big design belt. You have also memory button here. You have functional buttons. Probably here there are program 4 buttons. You can program it, but I don't use it at all. You have leverage to turn the teleconverter on or off. If you do it, you have 400 millimeters. If you turn it on, you have 560 millimeters. So it's very useful, but remember, when you turn it on, this lens become f4, not 2.8. So that's the difference. And also you lose some quality and sharpness, some contrast also, but really in this lens, don't worry. At 2.8 you can use teleconverter. It's good. But if you need it, I don't know. You can tell me in your comments. There is a button for auto manual and also a limiter from full to 6 meters. Do you need it? I don't know. Usually I have a limiter to 6 meters. About the foot, I had to change it because the original one sucks. You can even use Arca-Swiss. So you have to change it with Leofoto foot. It also works with 600 and 800 PF lens. I need to use these 4 screws, take it off, buy a new one and put it in. And believe me, you need it. And also Leofoto foot has a very nice material here, so if it's a little cold, it's better to hold it. Also, with this, you will get a very nice backpack for it. And you can put it here with your camera. And that's funny, because 600 has the same backpack, but you can put it in with your camera. That's funny, the same. But lens is like this, 600, so it's not possible to put it in with your camera. So if it would rain, 400 you can put to the backpack, but 600, I'm sorry, you will lose your camera because it's raining.
This lens is very light, less than 3 kilos. It's very sharp. The image is great. Bokeh is wonderful because it's 2.8. It's very bright also, very fast lens with very fast autofocus. You can use it when it's dark because it's very bright. So you can use early morning or late evening and have great photos without so high ISO range. Focus limiter is a nice option here. It should be for me 4 meters, but it's 6. I would have 4. It would be nice. But it works. I always use it as auto, never manual, so I don't know how manual works. I never use it. This lens can be limited from your body because now the Nikon has focus limiter in the body. It's software made, so you can use it as you want. And sometimes the autofocus is not so fast to find a subject. Maybe there is a little problem from the distance to find an eye in a bird, so sometimes it's better to come closer to show your body and the autofocus in the body where is the eye, and then I use teleconverter on and off. After that it works also nice. It's very fast. You can use it without any tripod. Usually I use the handheld because it's very light lens. What about the issues? First issue is this. I lost it twice. Really. I was carrying this lens on my back because in my hands I had 600 and I didn't even notice I lost it. So that's the first problem. Second problem is the foot. First thing I did, I bought the new foot with Arca-Swiss system. I bought it before this lens came to my home. So I bought the same. I bought to my 600 TC because it's the same foot. Totally the same, really. Also, 800 PF has the same foot. So I bought 3 of them. And then I was buying lenses. I recommend the Leofoto foot because it's very nice made and also has some protection if you carry with your hands this lens when it's cold. Third issue is here. You will not see it, I think, but it's here. There is a object inside, a metal object, and once when I was cleaning it, it fell off. Really, it's a loose element between the camera and the first glass. So it's funny because it's very expensive lens. Maybe it can be a little problem, but I didn't notice any problems with it. Of course, this lens is camouflaged, but here you will see it's 400 TC. It's made in Japan, so watch out for samurais. Maybe one samurai is inside this lens, I don't know. This lens is very, very sharp, but sometimes it's miss subject. Sometimes, like every lens, maybe it's a problem with the camera because Nikon has an autofocus system, subject detection, but sometimes Nikon should do something with this autofocus. It's not best. It should be best, but it's not. The problem is usually with mammals because bird autofocus, bird recognition is very, very good, much better than mammal detection. So I don't know why. Maybe the software problem. I don't know. What can I say about this lens? You can buy it. 9 points, not 10, 9. Because autofocus could be a little better, faster. Metal problem, the screw and the foot. And I could give 10. It's expensive lens, This lens is very good for people who take photos early morning or evenings, and usually from heights. It's very good for heights. 400 millimeters is very, very nice. Photos with teleconverter are very good. Some lack of contrast when you turn the teleconverter on. You always have it when you use the teleconverter, but in this lens, you will not see it. Really, it's very, very nice. In the 600, it's f4, you will see a little difference, but with this lens, I don't think so. The worst problem is only with this hood. Maybe it's possible to buy another one, maybe not original one, maybe somebody will make a better. For me, the best system would be the same like 800 PF, because it's lock, it's a special button, it's not a problem and you will not lose it. With this I have only problems. But this hood has also nice rubber here, so you can put it many times and nothing happens with this lens. It's very easy to clean it also. Sometimes I wash it. So if you get up early morning and you want to take some photos early morning or in the evening, you will have problems with ISO. So you change the lenses to this monster and you can still shoot very nice photos. And I'll do like this. Early morning I use 400. When it's a little later, I switch to 600 f4. At evening I want to get this monster again because it's too dark to use f4. In the heights, it's a very good focal length. Usually heights are prepared for 400 millimeters lens, and the quality is wonderful. It's much lighter than earlier versions of this lens. It's the coating is the best Nikon had, so it's much better when you have some sunlights, direct sun. You will find no better option. This glass is wonderful. So it is a monster. It's a great lens. Believe me, quality is wonderful. But if you go for a walk and you want to find a gray heron, probably you will not use it because the focal length is not enough to get wonderful image. Because herons will see you and they hide or fly away. So for me, in that situation, 600 is better or 800. But small birds, you can reach on. This is very nice lens. If you have a hide or you have singing birds, they are not scary so much sometimes. You can get closer. 2.8 is wonderful. You have very nice contrast. You can make, for example, with aperture 2.8, a very nice picture of a sharp head of a bird, and the rest is like cream bokeh, and bokeh is wonderful in this lens, believe me. It's hard because 600 has much better bokeh because it's a longer focal length. 2.8 gives you a very nice creamy bokeh. Sometimes I use it as f2.8, usually 4 or 5.6, sometimes even 8. It depends on the situation of light, of course, and about the background, because if the background is very busy, the picture is not so interesting, so it's better to have some bokeh in the background. It will give you the best subject isolation you can get because it's 2.8. Even on 2.8, it's still very, very sharp lens. Believe me, I did a lot of birds, flying birds with 2.8, and I couldn't believe it was 2.8. So it's very, very sharp lens, very bright lens. For people who can go to the height or early morning to the forest and want to, for example, take a picture of a deer. It's bigger, so 400 is okay. You can use also a tripod or monopod. Usually my photos are handheld because it's easy to carry, it's not so heavy, and stabilization is wonderful in this lens. Believe me, I could do photos below 160 of a second, and they're sharp, clear, no problem, no vibrations. Really, really nice lens. Of course, you can turn off vibration reduction from your body. It's recommended when you take pictures of birds in flights because your shutter speed is about 3,200 of a second, so you don't need it. But I use VR and I have no problems with pictures. Everything was sharp, everything was good. Believe me, this lens is the master of 400s. Really, it's incredible lens. Only problem was with the hood connection, with this metal inside. I don't know what was it, but I don't have no problems now with this. I have no problems with TC because everybody say, oh, it's mechanical, something may damage. I use it 1 year and there's no problem with it. Also, I have 2 years, my 600 TC, and also have no problems with TC. Usually, you will use it for heights or maybe for ducks or any birds you can come closer. But usually I use 600. For me, it's better because I can use it in height and also on a walk. But it's about 300 lighter than 600.